Hi everybody, I am getting my camera adjusted a little bit there and I'm ready to get started. So happy Thursday night. It is time for our virtual craft together with Sweet Tea Stampin' Spot. So hopefully you have had a great week. Tomorrow is Friday, woohoo! I will have to share that I am super excited for this weekend, even though the weather doesn't look great here. Because I am going out of town, just me with my friend Michelle. And I say out of town loosely because I'm literally going to Virginia Beach, but she and I are going out of town to a crop, which I do not scrapbook. A lot of you may or may not know that, but I am not a scrapbooker. I have done scrapbooks. I have worked on scrapbooks. I've done pages. I've done things, memory keeping type things, but I've never been a huge scrapbooker. I've always just pretty much been a stamper. I am going to be using the weekend to just do some stamping projects and some paper pumpkins and things like that. So hopefully you have plans to get some crafting done this weekend. I am going to be sharing this over on the community group so that I can make sure everybody sees that I'm live. But if you're watching a replay or maybe you're watching a YouTube video of this, because I do upload these to YouTube as well, feel free to make a comment, or if you're on YouTube, you can subscribe so that you know when I post new videos, because I've been doing them about once a week on YouTube, and then of course on Facebook about once a week as well. And if you're want to be part of a great stamping community group, the Sweet Tea Stampers community group is a fun public group that's open to anyone that likes Stampin' Up! Products and sharing with other crafters. We have about 150 members on the community group, but I post things over there periodically, and other members post things as well. So I hope to put more information over there, but I also post it on my business page here, Sweet Tea Stampin' Spot. So thanks for joining me, and tonight I'm going to be sharing one more project featuring the Sweet Talk Suite. And so I will kind of do a recap of the things I've shared over the past few weeks. Now, last week I did something totally different. I did not do anything with the Sweet Talk Suite, but tonight I am doing one more treat box, and I actually had it made a couple weeks ago, but was waiting to share it because I shared it with my team at a Better Your Best event. That's one of the events I do on a quarterly basis with my team for those that qualify. So if you are watching live, or even if you're on a replay, wherever you're at, feel free to let me know you've watched. I love seeing feedback and highs and hellos and things like that. So let me know so that I know you've been watching. So, all right, let's see. So I'm going to flip my camera down, and I'm going to remind you of a few things, and then we're going to start stamping and put together our little treat box. So here we go. I'm going to flip us around. See my desktop, and it may look pink or red on your end as I'm flipping you around because I cover it with a post-it note. And then I'm going to get us situated here, so hopefully you can see my desktop. Oh, and I didn't print out the new February hostess code. Well, that is not good. I thought I did. Well, scratch that. I will just post the host code up on the top of the video, or if you're on YouTube, it'll be at the bottom. There'll be a link. You can click right on that link to shop. And I do have it written down, but I forgot to print it out. So I will tell you, you can still shop or join the team, because of course Celebration is still happening right now. The rest of February, that's when Celebration ends. So if you want to earn those free items as part of the Celebration offering, you have until the 28th, which is just over 3 weeks away. The 28th does happen to be on a Monday this year. So make sure you get those orders in for qualifying to get the free items. So you have items that are at the $50 level and some that are at the $100 level. But if you go to Tanya Reed, let me see if I can put this in there, tanyareed.stampinup.net, you can access ordering there, and I will share my host code right now and I will share a link at the top of the video. So for February is M6NRNYJE. So I am just coming from Scouts with my youngest, so that's why I thought I had printed it out, and I grabbed it sitting right there on my desk, and it ended up being the January one. So Sorry I didn't have it printed out to share with you, but I will post a link in the video details so that you can click right on that link and start shopping. You can also click on the link, tanyareed.stampinup.net, and join my team, the Sweet Tea Stampers. So again, we have about 40, a little over 40 members of our team, and we have members in Iowa, Pennsylvania, South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, California, so all over the US. And we'd love to have you join our team. So I do offer lots of things for my team virtually and in person. And so I'd love to have you join. And later this month, I will be doing a little opportunity night kind of thing. So if you do want to know more about becoming a Sweet Tea Stamper or a demonstrator, to get that shopping discount, because every demonstrator gets at least a 20% discount through Stampin' Up! When you sign up and get that starter kit, then let me know and I will add you to that opportunity night, which will be at a later date in February. Okay, so celebration, and then of course the mini catalog. So tonight I'm going to be sharing products from, again, the Sweet Talk Suite, which are featured on page 8. There's some pictures and things here, and that's where you can buy the entire suite. So the entire suite collection, that gets you everything you see on the next page, page 9. The entire suite is $86.25. So that's going to qualify you for at least one $50 celebration item if you buy the entire suite. The entire suite is going to be the stamp set and dies, the embossing folder, a package of the treat boxes, which is what I'm going to be sharing with you tonight, a package of the iridescent rhinestones, which are really nice if you haven't played with those yet, the ribbon, the Real Red faux linen ribbon, and then a pack of this 12x12 designer series paper. So I know it's getting close. We're down to like 11 days before Valentine's, but this is really a fun set. You don't have to use it exclusively for a Valentine's project. You could use it for lots of things. But the paper is really fun too. So if you don't get it in time or don't get to use it for this Valentine's, you could definitely work in these papers into other holidays or just gift giving and scrapbooking, anything like that. So that's what I'll be sharing with you tonight. Okay, here we go. So, whoops. I would like to share that I will be using, again, the Sweet Conversation stamp set, which is a photopolymer stamp set. So it's the clear, as we like to call it, as I call it the clear. And then the coordinating die set called Sweethearts, which are really fun as well. I've used these on a couple of projects this season already, since the beginning of the year. And the ink colors I'll be using are Real Red and Blushing Bride. So again, these are colors that are part of the designer series paper. And let me show you what we're making. So I gave some, you might have seen a sneak of it. I have done a little treat box. So these are the treat boxes that you can buy from Stampin' Up. I will show you how they come in the packages. So they come like this. They come 10 to a package, and it's $10. So they already come with the adhesive on them, so you don't need to add any extra adhesive to them to make them. So let me go ahead and pull one out of here. The other great thing about these is they are food safe rated boxes. So the outside here has a little bit more of a flat finish. I don't know if you'll be able to see that in the camera, but you can stamp on these, you can brayer them, you can sponge them, you can add color to them in a variety of ways. But the side with the tape that you see when it's flat is supposed to be the outside. The inside, which is a little bit more glossy feeling, that is the food safe part. So like, let's say you had some treats that were like M&Ms that were not pre-packaged, and you just wanted to pour the M&Ms inside the box individually, or like the Sweet Conversation hearts, or some small treat, you just wanted to pour them in there. It is food safe, so that would allow it to be stored in there, not forever, because obviously it's not air sealed tight, but enough to give on a treat day or leave for someone as a little gift, and they could enjoy it in the next day or two. But it is food safe, so that is good to know. And the boxes measure basically 3.5 tall, if you will, by 2.5 wide, and they're about a 1/2 inch deep. So that gives you, so 2.5 by 3.5 and about 1/2 inch deep. So like a package of gummies, like if you have kids and have a little package of snack gummies, like Welch's or anything, those will fit in here. A small little fun size package of the M&Ms will fit in there, shoved down in there. Some of the Ghirardelli treats or York peppermint patties that are individually wrapped will also fit in here. But like I said, because it's food safe, you can also definitely put candy that is just poured in there, like an M&M or something like that. Okay, so let me show you how I made this and give you a couple of tips. So when you're making your box, it is pre-scored as well. So you just kind of have to score it and burnish it on all the lines that have been marked. So I find this easiest to do using my bone folder and just kind of crease all of those before you start assembling, so that all of the parts are kind of creased and ready to go, even the little tabs here. And these tabs are going to be where the bottom of your box are at. Use your bone folder to get the creases going. Okay, so what you're going to do is, you've got it like this, so this is where your sticky is at on both of these sides here. So I would fold these in, the little tabs right in the center, and tuck those that way, and then these flaps up here that don't have the adhesive are going to go on the outside. So kind of square up your box a little bit, and then I would hold it over on the side, flip this up, and remove one side at a time of the backing of the adhesive. And it's one of those like sticky strip, tear and tape type adhesives, and mash that down, and then flip it over and do the other side. And that is going to give you your box. That's, like I said, it comes self-adhesive, so you don't have to add any additional adhesive to make the box. So there is the box. Again, it's 2.5 across, 3.5 tall, and about 1/2 inch deep. Okay, and now I'm going to show you what I did to decorate it. So, a couple of things. First, I'm going to bring in my little Stampin' pad. I'm going to take a little strip of basic white cardstock, and from the stamp set, I have pulled out the Happy Valentine's Day, and I'm going to use my Real Red ink for that. And I'm going to just stamp that right on this little strip. And this is just about 1/2 inch wide, and it's really a scrap. It doesn't really need to be a certain length, and I'll show you why in just a moment. You may can see it if you're looking at my project over here. So that's that. So I'm going to let that dry for a second, and then I'm going to bring in my Blushing Bride ink. And again, I'm going to use some scrap Blushing Bride cardstock. You can see where I've cut some other tags out of this. And I'm using the stamp that says Love You. So I'm just going to ink that up and stamp it on my piece here. All right. So that's the only two things I have stamped for this project. It's the Happy Valentine's Day and Love You. And the Love You, because it's written with like L-U-V-U, like kind of slang, that could mean it, you know, it could be for a friend. It's kind of playful. It doesn't have to be like a formal, I'm in love with you kind of thing. So you could give this to just anybody that you appreciate and love. It doesn't have to be so mushy-gushy romantic love. So you just need to spread the love, right? So it doesn't matter who you give it to. So I am then going to use my dies. I have in here, this die here will actually fit on the stamped image, Love You, that I just did. And I've already cut one out for tonight. But then you've also got these, and this will also cut out the hearts that are pre-printed in the designer series paper. Let me see if I have a piece of that. I thought I brought some over, but maybe I didn't. And I'm not going to grab it. So, but these hearts here, these three larger hearts, cut out hearts that are from the stamp set. So you got the larger hearts. These two are kind of the shorter hearts that go with this one here. And then the medium heart cuts out the Love You. And then it also cuts out the coordinating images on the designer series paper. So that is for the heart. And then I also cut out one of the larger ones in the Real Red, and then another one in the same size, and I did it in the new Supple Shimmer pink paper. So let me show you that paper. I know I've used it on at least one of my projects already. But let me show you what that looks like in person. Now this pack of paper you can find on page 67 of the mini catalog. So if you look in the new mini catalog, flip open to page 67, the page that has the Lucky You stamp set, right on this right little side, you don't even see much of it, a little snippet of it, is the Supple Shimmer 12 by 12 designer paper. And it's $5 and you get a sheet of each of these. And it says pink, which I definitely agree with that, and then it says blue, but it's not really blue. So let me show you on here what it looks like. So this is the pink, which is what I cut the heart out of. And then this is the other one. To me, it is more like a blue-green. So hopefully you can see what that really looks like in person. It almost looks like we used to have Dazzling Diamonds. It almost looks like a sheet of Dazzling Diamonds in my opinion, because it picks up a lot of different colors depending on what you put it with. But it's got more of a greenish bluish tint to it, but it's much lighter than what the catalog shows. So that's the Supple Shimmer 12 by 12 specialty paper. So these are the hearts that I've cut out. I've also used my die to cut out one of the little envelopes that you end up folding together, and I cut it out of the designer paper. See, there's the paper that you can cut out the hearts with on the flip side, and it has the purple Highland Heather. So as an example, this die here cuts out a little heart here like this, and then on the bigger sheet you have options to cut out all the sizes of hearts, or you could of course fussy cut them if you don't have the dies. But for this you do use the dies, and we're going to make this into a cute little envelope. And then I've cut out some of the designer series paper, and I'm going to put these directly on my box. So let me get these out of the way for now, and we'll start putting this all together. And I want to, so I've cut these the same size. So because the face of this is 2.5 by 3.5, I did 2.25 by 3.25 for these pieces of designer series paper. And of course our papers have multi-sides, so you have a huge assortment of designer series paper you can use. Hi Irene, thank you for joining tonight. I'm glad you saw that I'm live. Thank you for joining. I can't tell if anybody else is watching, but thank you for joining. And then, so yeah, I just used a little bit of my Mono Tombow glue, and I'm putting that right directly on the box. And then I'll put one on the back side as well. And like I said, you can take these boxes and add color to them. You can stamp on them. I would definitely advise you to do that when it's flat still before you assemble it, as if you're going to stamp on it or add some kind of color like a watercolor wash or anything like that. Okay, so, and I want to make sure that I have it so that the part that opens is the front. Okay, so that's that. The next thing we're going to do is assemble our little envelope. So I'm just going to fold these up, and they're already pre-cut and pre-scored. So it's quick as that. I'm going to add just a little touch of the glue on this bottom flap. And the top flap I'm not actually closing, I'm just leaving it open, and you'll see why once I get it assembled. So I'm just going to adhere that like that, and of course I got glue on my finger while I did it. So don't grab anything. So I'm going to let that dry for a second. I've got my silicone mat here, so I will just flip that over on my silicone mat and put my ink pad on it so it weighs it down. See that trick I just did? Because I want it to seal up, but I don't want it to get my paper sticky, so I just flipped it upside down and put some weight on it and let it dry while I'm putting the rest of this together. So on the project, I did not use this in the straight line like it shows when you stamp it. I'm actually going to cut that, so that's what I'm going to do next. So I'm just going to take my paper snips and trim this down, and so it's 3 separate words. Sometimes we forget we can turn words into different, looking different when it's like this. We can cut them apart and put them on the project as we want. So I'm just going to do them in little pieces. Just cut right along the edge of the letters. Okay. And we'll add these to the project at the very end. So I got a lot of scrap there. All right, the other thing I need to do is add some ribbon. So I'm going to add some of that real red faux linen ribbon. And this ribbon is really nice. It's got a little bit of a sheen to it. And I've cut this, I think it was about, I want to say it's about 13, 14 inches long. And make sure again I have the box, only one end opens once you assemble it. So you want to make sure you have that on the top side. And I'm just going to tie this in a knot, kind of right in the center. I'm not going to adhere it at all. So I'm now going to bring in my little envelope, which is dry enough. And I'm going to put some adhesive on the back of that. And then this is going to get tucked down on the front there like that. So maybe I don't want to do the ribbon first. Let me take that off. I'm going to redo that. I want to put my envelope on first. Backtrack. Thought that was a good idea, but maybe not. All right, so same thing. I'm going to use some of my Tombow glue on the back of this. And again, don't put too much because, of course, it will spread out as you're pressing it onto your project. And I want it about in the middle, but I'm going to add all these fun little hearts coming out of the envelope. So leave some space up top to do that. All right. And before I glue anything down, I'm just going to kind of play with where the hearts sit on the box. And I want the love you to be kind of the last one tucked in right there. Okay, that's pretty good. So then same thing, I'm just going to use some of my Tombow glue. I'm not going to put a ton on there. And I am going to just put them right on the project. So they're flat. There's nothing's popped up with dimensionals or anything at this point. So just all flat on the front of the treat box. Probably be good over there. All right. Give that a second to dry. Thank you. Hey, Amy. I just saw your comment. I'm sorry. I've been looking down at my project. It is really cute. And these colors of this paper, they just are really fun. Even beyond Valentine's. I know Valentine's is only 11 days away, so if you don't have this paper yet and you get it after Valentine's, you may be hesitant to use it, but I'm telling you, it's a really fun color combination, and the flip sides of a lot of the papers are really nice too. So, all right, so there you go. Now I tied the ribbon again. So I've got my 3 little hearts just popping right out of the envelope there. And then we're going to take our Happy Valentine's Day, and I'm going to grab some of my, I'm going to grab my mini dimensionals, and I may even have to cut these in half because I've cut these pieces so small. Let's see if I can fit it on there. It'll be just about right. So I'm just going to put a mini dimensional on each of these, and I'm just going to lay them on here like so, and then I'll kind of adjust once I get them all on there. Put 2 on the word Valentine's because it's kind of a longer word. Thank you. Thank you. The treat boxes are really cute and fun. I actually was saying at the beginning of the Facebook Live, I am going out of town tomorrow for just for 2 nights with my friend Michelle. We're going to the beach to a crop, which I've never been to, officially been to a crop, believe it or not. So I'm going to be making these for little gifts for all the attendees that are going to be there. And when am I doing that? You know, tonight, tomorrow. It's all good. All right. So there we have it. And then I'm going to trim up my ribbon. And of course, you could change up the designer series paper on these. So if you want to use these treat boxes for something other than Valentine's Day, pick a different paper and then just build your little pieces and parts accordingly to kind of go on your treat box. But there's a lot of things you could do with these little treat boxes. So, okay, so there you have it. That is tonight's Sweet Talk, Sweet Treat, Sweet Little Boxes project. And I have a couple more. I'm going to remind you about the videos I did over the last couple of weeks. Oh, here's one too with a different paper on it. Same exact other parts. but I used these hearts instead of those hearts, which are also part of the same designer series paper pack. So just a little bit different look, but pretty much it's all the same design. So we have those that were done tonight. Then of course, a couple weeks ago I did these little folded ones. This one and this little one. So if you missed these, I do have videos for these on my YouTube channel as well. These two are on the same video. So this has York peppermint patties inside. Of course, the Valentine's ones, I was able to get those. And then these have Ghirardelli chocolates in them, the square ones. So another fun fold little treat box. And then a couple cards to share with you as a reminder. And again, these I also have videos on. So if you haven't seen them, they're either here on my Facebook page under the videos or on my YouTube channel. So check them out. Here's one of the cards I did, Valentine's Day card. Same paper I used tonight, a lot of the same similar elements. And it has those fun little iridescent rhinestones that are new, that are part of this group as well. Okay, and then I shared the stack, cut, and shuffle technique a couple weeks ago and did these 4 cards. Let's see if I can get them all in here. So there's one. Here's another. These are both with a pool party base. And again, some of that Supple Shimmer designer series paper, or not designer series paper, specialty paper used to cut out those pieces and these pieces here. Again, with the Love You in the little envelope, but this one was made out of cardstock. And then I did a set, 2 of them with Highland Heather. So we made these 4 cards. And again, there's a video on that technique, which is a really fun technique. I actually got a card in the mail from my friend Gail. She had watched my YouTube video of it and then made a card and sent it to me. Let me show you that actually. I was so pleased. I got a card in the mail just for no reason at all. And she said I was inspired by her technique that I shared. And again, I did not invent that technique, the stack, cut, and shuffle technique. But I did interpret it and use the supplies from the Sweet Talk Suite. But she sent me this card as a thank you for inspiring her. And I just felt my heart, that filled my heart so much to know that she got out her supplies and followed along in the video and made her own version of the stack, cut, and shuffle technique. So get your supplies out, get your paper out. We all love the paper. It works so great together. You pull a few pieces of cardstock, a stamp set, and some ink pads. Very simple to do. And again, if you missed that a couple weeks ago, my videos are still here on the Sweetie Stamping Spot Facebook page and then also on the YouTube channel. So I hope you've enjoyed all these projects that I've shared over the last couple of weeks. They all kind of blend together, it looks like, when you just put them in a big stack like this. But fun stuff, and I'm all set for Valentine's Day. I hope you are, and if not, hop to it this weekend and get those Valentines and treats and things made. All right, everybody, have a great rest of the weekend coming up. Bye-bye.